right, Pez fans. So we are back to traveling, and airport chaos, lost luggage, and long lineups, canceled flights notwithstanding, it's summertime and it's an awesome time to get on your bike, go somewhere amazing, and ride it and enjoy it, especially after the last few years that we've been through with worldwide lockdowns. One of my favorite places to go, as you will know, is traveling in Italy. I've been there many times and I have traveled there in many different ways. I have done the self-guided thing, plunking my way around the countryside on my own. When I lived there, I have stayed at many bike hotels across the land. One of the things I like about going with an actual tour group is that you get a chance to see a lot of different places in the country. So it's nice to go with a group that takes you from point to point to point, brings all your stuff with you, and shows you rides along the way. So now, if you have been watching Pez over the last 20 years, you'll know that we have introduced you to a lot of different tour companies over the years. A new tour company who I've been speaking with recently is called ITALCycling, an Italian-based company run by Italians, staffed by Italians, and experts in all the regions of Italy. So I recently talked with Federica Ferrari and Richard Brink of ITALCycling Tours. They offer a lot of different cycling tours. You can see these on their webpage. And right now there are 10 different tours available here that they're offering. But the one that I thought was really cool and I want to tell you about is this Tuscan ride coming up in September. Ride Gino Bartali's Tuscany Road to Valour is the name of this tour. And basically on this tour, they will be taking you along the ancient roads and the routes that Gino Bartali actually used to ride during World War II while he was couriering secret messages across Italy to help Jewish people actually escape the grip of the Nazis while the war was on. So this is actually a bit of history going on here. They'll be visiting places like the Gino Bartali Museum, seeing some points of interest along the way, and of course riding on some of the actual roads that Gino rode. So this is not just a great trip to go and ride your bike on, but it's a cool trip to get a lot of history and a lot more depth than I've seen offered on other trips before from other companies. And the other thing that these guys do that I think is really cool is custom cycling training camps where you can join them for a week with British certified cycling coach Ian Jenner and spend time in an actual training camp that runs for a week where you work on specific drills, specific skills, and come away from the camp not just a more fit rider, but actually with the tools and stuff that you need to become a better rider next year and the season after. So let's get started. Let's jump into the interview and see a little bit more about the company. Federica and Richard, thanks for joining us. Pleasure to have you on Pez.
Hi, Richard. It's a thrill to be here.
So let's get started. Federica, can you tell us, give us a little introduction to the company? You know, we know lots of cycling companies over the years. Tell us about what you guys are doing, what you're offering, and why we might want to come and travel with you.
Yes, hi Richard. Thank you for the introduction. ITALCycling is a new company, but not so new in the way and the kind of services it offers, because we have a great experience. We have a team of experienced cycling guides and a coaching program, which is something that other companies don't offer. We are based in Italy, and we offer mainly tours in Italy, which is a territory that everybody wants to ride and where we know very well. And of course, the secret places where to take our guests.
It's certainly what I'm looking for, because I know the value of having local guides and people that actually know where they're going when you're going on the rides that you can't find on your own as a tourist. You guys are also putting together, I understand, a really interesting tour in Tuscany. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
I'd love to. This is a tour that is going to celebrate the legacy of Gino Bartali. The inspiration for this tour came from a book that I discovered on your website, this particular one, Road to Valour. Thank you very much. It celebrates his history and legacy, not only as a champion cyclist, but his social conscience and the work he did during World War II to help save countless Jews from persecution under Mussolini and the Germans. This tour is going to integrate history and cycling all in one tour. This tour will incorporate visits to the Bartali Museum, to his homes, so that the cyclists can experience what he has done. and then recreate his famous ride from Florence to Assisi over a period of 2 days, looping back through Siena to Florence over a week's time, so that you get history, cycling, food, wine, culture, all of the experiences of Tuscany incorporated into what I believe is a very valuable historical experience.
So guests on this tour are going to have an opportunity to have an in-depth, immersive recreation of what he was doing. Okay.
And also, this tour is going to incorporate all types of cyclists. There will be e-bike rentals available if one person's partner wants an e-bike versus a non-e-bike. So we're going to try to make this very inclusive so that everybody can share an experience.
Okay. And when are the dates for this trip?
September 24th through October 1st. And we should beat the Tuscan heat, hopefully, and have, terrific mild weather. And also it's a time when the grape harvest is happening in Tuscany. So that could be a whole nother experience.
It's an awesome time. That's one of my favorite times to be traveling in Italy, because you're right. The grapes are fully ripe. The fields are lush. The weather is fantastic. It's an awesome time to be there. So ITALCycling offers essentially two different kinds of tours. So the first one would be fully supported cycling tours in different regions of Italy. And then the second sort of style of tour would be training camps.
As you said, these training camps where the objective is to really give the opportunity to improve your cycling skills. We have a British qualified coach, which of course takes care for a week of a group to make everybody achieve their objectives.
Okay, just 2 seconds. Take a drink. If you haven't taken a drink already.
With more than 45 years experience racing bikes across all disciplines and the last 10 years as a British Cycling and Training Peaks qualified coach, coaching some of the best cyclists in the world, the week is designed to impart my knowledge and my passion onto a new generation.
What power climb? 350 watts up here, easy.
A training camp is a unique experience, creating team spirit. The purpose is not to challenge others, but to improve as a cyclist and, of course, to make new friends amongst the international cycling community. I picked up cycling only 2 years ago. I got the proper gear and just started pedaling. However, beyond a certain point, I was no longer improving. I wanted to ride the Dolomites last summer, but I was still not confident on long climbs. So, thanks to coaching and specific training, I managed to achieve an objective that only 1 year ago seemed to be truly impossible.
Why come to an ITALCycling training camp? Well, why read online about how to improve your training? Reading things that in the days of social media and fake news may actually be outdated, incorrect, and not tailored to you as an individual. With Rule 5 cycling coaching, you will be taught these skills and techniques to develop you over the course of a week to be the best cyclist you can possibly be, and of course in one of the most beautiful places to train and ride in Italy.
I think I have been riding my bike for 25, 30 years, and I've enjoyed a lot of special moments racing as an amateur cyclist. Training camps were experiences of those, and I'd like to share this kind of experience with the cyclists from all over the world.
At the current camp we're at, we have a variety of skill sets at this camp. And Coach Jenner lays out a program in advance. This particular camp has sort of built from day one to the end on difficulty level. Today happened to be the most difficult, where we climbed the Monte Baldo. One very important part of this camp that I was delighted to see is that there are ex-professional cyclists that show up to these rides. We had an ex-Giro d'Italia winner here the other day, riding with everybody. There are top amateur cyclists that are guides as well. And they're not just showing everybody around, they're giving one-on-one individual instruction when you're climbing, when you're descending. And so they're taking people that may not be as skilled as cyclists and sending them home as a more skilled cyclist, not just a more fit cyclist.
So that is some good information on two amazing sounding trips. Riding your bike around Tuscany on some of the ancient roads that Gino Bartali rode. I mean, how cool is that going to be? Fantastic immersion in the full Italian experience, history, riding, food, wine, culture. Can't beat it. And then custom training camps. So whether you want to get your friends together and go do your own personalized private training camp, or if you're on your own and you just want to join the group that's already there on riding, you can certainly look forward to learning from pros, learning from experienced ex-pros. And those guys, I'm telling you, are the best to talk to because they have got the best stories and they don't mind sharing them. All right, so thanks to Federica and Richard for talking to us and telling us a little bit more about the tours they offer. You can find them online at ITALCycling.com. There will be a link below this video that gets you to their website. You can also find some of their banners on Pez right now. Definitely some ideas worth checking out. Riding in one of the greatest countries in the world with people who know their way around. They're going to look after you. Sounds like a good trip. All right, maybe I'll see you there. Thanks for watching.